Hey guys, it's yours truly, MusicClues here, and welcome back to another Interview Clues, the series where we interview peeps on the internet and talk about what they like to do, their hobbies, and all that kind of stuff. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and for good reason. As you guys have known via updates, I have been busy as heck getting stuff ready for other videos, and of course I have my convention coming up in a couple weeks, so I really haven't had the time to sit down and really do the Interview Clues, but since Summer Games Done Quick is back once again, I figured that this would be a perfect time as any to get another interview out with another speedrunner. So I did put, so I also returned on Twitter for a week because I figured, why not? So if you want to see me on there, you guys know it, but look at one of our previous videos and you should be able to find my username if you don't have access to it. I'll be locking it at the end of the week, so yeah. But that being said, today's interview is with another speedrunner. Of course, Summer Games Done Quick is a speedrunner marathon, so why not? So without further ado, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello guys, my name is KBM. I am currently a Titanfall 2 80% speedrunner, and I am very happy to be here right now.
Well, thank you for joining KBM. Is it okay if I just call you KBM?
Oh yeah, no, of course, you call me KB, KBM, Reaper, or anything like that.
Yeah. So today, this is gonna be pretty sort of long interview because I have quite a few questions to ask you since you seem to speedrun quite a few games actually here.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so that being said, let's get started with this interview. So, before we get started though on asking your some questions about your speedrunning history, the first thing I need to ask you is, what are your favorite games? I always ask this at the beginning of every interview I have with a gamer, whether it be a speedrunner or somebody else. So, what are your favorite games?
Oh, you hit me with that question. Oh boy. Well, so, a little bit of backstory real quick. My parents grew me up with video games, and I always watched my parents play certain games, and I learned that on the PS3, my father had Mass Effect. And, you know, I was a little like a middle schooler, I was playing Mass Effect and stuff. I didn't fully beat the Mass Effect series till about a week before my junior year of high school, so I just sat there for a week straight and I beat all 3 games. So I think it's Mass Effect, a little bit of Nier Automata, which is a great game, really dark endings, but very, very great. I think it has to be Mass Effect and Nier Automata. Nice.
I have a few friends big fans of Nier Automata, and Mass Effect is surprisingly by the way, guys, in case this is probably going to go up during Summer Games Done Quick week, but there is going to be a Mass Effect run later on in the marathon, so be sure to check that out as well. I'm going to be looking forward to seeing how that one speedruns, since I do know Mass Effect is, well, in particular, not an easy game to get through normally, at least sometimes, so speedrunning it should be very interesting.
I think it was yesterday, if I'm correct.
Oh. It was yesterday? Sheesh.
Yeah, it was, because it was by Mike Wave.
Guess that's what I get for not paying attention to the schedule.
It's okay. I was like, oh, it starts tomorrow. Oh boy.
Well, that being said, the VOD should be up for that one fairly soon. I'll link it in the description below and put a card up in the corner so you guys can check that one out. But, yeah, so those are some of your favorite games. Nice. Any particular series that you love in addition to that? Like, you like Mario, Sonic, any of those?
I always grew up with Nintendo, and I think my favorite series would have had to be Mario, Zelda, and also Kingdom Hearts. I played the living crap out of I played the crap out of Kingdom Hearts 2 and Birth by Sleep. Those are my 2 favorites. Also Dream Drop Distance on 3DS.
Oh, I see. My best fellow Maniac Ethan N has also played Dream Drop Distance on the 3DS, beating that game too, so yeah. Definitely one that's very excited. exciting. But yeah. That being said, so I am very much looking forward to seeing more summer games done quick this week. But that being said, before we get back to that, let's talk about some speedrun history for you. So you come from a background of Titanfall. So since you mentioned that, let's start there first. So how'd you get into Titanfall in the first place? How'd you hear about it?
So funnily enough, I was watching AGDQ, and actually I was at Awesome Games Done Quick 2020 right before COVID hit, and I met a speedrunner named Brian Otto. He's a very big speedrunner. He actually has a run for Solar Ash later this week, and which is very cool. They're a very nice person, very lovely to talk to. I learned that I watched some of their runs on Twitch, and I learned that they were running Titanfall. And I didn't get into running Titanfall till about mid-July of 2021. And it was very fun to learn because it's such a great community. We're all a bunch of shit posters, but we're all like very fun to talk to, very welcoming, and we help out everybody when it's needed. So it's very nice.
Well, that's good to hear. Oh, well, okay then. Now let's ask about some things about the Titanfall run. So, compared to a normal playthrough, are there any particular parts of Titanfall 2, because I haven't played the game, oh, spoiler warning for those who have played the game, I should mention that real quick. Forgot to mention that little part. There might be a couple spoilers in this one, so just a warning. If you haven't played Titanfall 2, I would probably skip over to the rest of the part of the interviews and then come back to this part later. But that being said, is there any particular part of Titanfall 2 that you like to speedrun? That's hard to speedrun, I should probably mention.
Oh, hard to speedrun? If you're new to it, it's mainly learning Beacon 1 through 3, because in Beacon 1 it's pretty easy, but Beacon 2, there's a lot of different tricks throughout the game that you have to learn, and the movement is very, very, it's one of those that you have to learn it, or you're not gonna get better at the game. It's like one of those you have to make sure you learn the movement. And, which the game's made off the Source engine, like Half-Life, so the movement with B-hopping and everything is just so good. And there's a skip called KRS, or Kill Room Skip, that we have to get a grenade launcher, and we have to reset our spawn by killing ourselves really fast, and then while running off, boosting with a nade off a wall and strafing onto the other side of the map just to skip kill room. And it's one of those that only a lot of the higher timed speedruns can do, because I personally can't do it right now because I'm a little burnt out on Titanfall.
Totally fair on that one. I know.
So it's just Beacon 1 through 3, honestly. If you're trying to get better at the game, it's one of those that's pretty hard, in my opinion.
Oh, I see. Well, that definitely sounds like it for sure. Let me see. Is there any favorite part of the speedrun that you really like to do?
Oh, let me just say that most speedruns don't get out of Gauntlet and BT mostly because of us trying to get better. So I think, honestly, I like Blood and Rust and Into the Abyss 2. Even though Into the Abyss 2 is an auto-scroller, it's actually pretty cool with some of the stuff we get to do. So I think I like BT, Blood and Rust, and Into the Abyss 2.
Nice.
And on a bad day, I think I like Beacon 3.
A bad day? Huh. That'd be interesting to see.
Oh, tell me about it.
Okay, let's see. Is there any particular advice you would give new people who want to speedrun Titanfall 2 in particular?
Honestly, yes. Do not take your time. Do not burn yourself out. Don't sit there for 12 hours a day just trying to learn the movement. I did that. Very bad idea. I go into hyper-focus mainly some days with this game, and I just sit there constantly, just sitting there practicing the same stuff over and over, which is good to practice very much so, but just take your time with it, ask questions when needed, ask for help, ask for some tips and tricks, just do all that, and just have some fun with it. It's not a race, see who's better. Okay, sometimes depending on who you are in the community, but it's a joke between me and a couple of people, because two of our speedrunners, Clork and Bumpkin Batch Boy, they're currently racing to get top 10. So, it's actually kind of funny. But it's just mainly take your time, enjoy it, and have some fun.
That's pretty good advice, I would definitely say. Yeah, I don't need to say this on it and myself, but please, if you're speedrunning, in general, just trying to play a game, don't play for hours at a time. Don't play for long sets of time unless you're really one of those people. Because trust me, you'll get burned out pretty fast. Oh boy, learn that lesson the hard way.
Tell me about it.
But yeah. Okay then. I see. Okay then, let's go over the next one. So it says here you also do Wind Waker. Wind Waker Randomizer.
Yes, that is a game I started to learn after Games Done Quick X, or GDQX, back when it was at TwitchCon. It was Gymnast86 and Linkus7 who were running it. They were doing a race, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool, so I bought a GameCube controller off Amazon for a PC. It wasn't the best controller. I mean, it was like it's an Amazon controller you get that's third party. I mean, what can you expect? But, this was my either freshman year, I think it was my sophomore year of high school right before COVID hit, that I started learning this game.
I see. Could you explain to the fans who are watching this what Wind Waker Randomizer is? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of you know how randomizers go. Basically, it's random stuff, but how does Wind Waker in particular work with the randomizer?
So, one, you can have different models, which I think is pretty cool. I found an Among Us model, just if I wanted to have a little stupid fun with it. But, it's mainly, you can turn off and on certain settings like other randomizers, and we have a tournament coming up for it, which I'm not going to personally be a part of because I'm moving away to college here soon. So I just want to be able to have some time to pack up, get ready. But, with the Wind Waker Randomizer, we have a lot of different stuff with their tournaments. Like, we had a async tournament, which is just on your own time. People have made seeds for everybody else to run and see what their best time can be. We also had different tournaments like the Spoiler Log tournament, where we take 30 minutes before the run to route out the entire seed on where to go, what you need to grab, and not missing any of the other stuff. So that was very interesting when I was in that. I'm not the best Wind Waker Randomizer player. I am not that great at the game. I barely know any of the tricks. I admit that. My whole heart, I am not that great at the game. I'm great at other games. It's just one of those that with Wind Waker Randomizer, there's different. One thing I forgot, actually. It gives you a certain amount of dungeons you have to do. So, you can change how many Triforce pieces you start out with. You can change how many dungeons you have to do. So with certain, like with our tournament seeds, we mainly do 3 or 4 dungeons. So it can be either Forsaken Fortress, Wind Temple, Earth Temple, DRC, or Dragon Rush Cavern, and the Forest Place. I forgot the Forest Place name. It's just one of those that it just is a different, it's a different seed each time, and whatever dungeon you have, it's very interesting.
I see. Now, for those who know, Wind Waker is definitely no small feat of a game to beat casually, so randomizer-wise, I have not seen tournaments. I am subscribed to a couple of channels that do randomizer tournaments, but I have not watched one, so I might not change that later. But I will say that does sound very interesting, so, and if you're interested in seeing the tournament come up, do you know what day that is?
I think the qualifiers are this Saturday. Let me check okay. So, the The qualifiers are, so this was 6/20/22, so what day is it? 27th, so it starts Saturday, July 2nd, 2022 at 3 p.m. So if you want to go check that out, go on over to the Wind Waker Randomizer Racing Discord and check it out. Wolfer ZFG is the main leader of it. So go on ahead and check that out. It's a very cool run. Everybody is really cool. And they will help you out if you want to learn how to get into it.
Nice.
Very nice people.
Nice. Now, as someone who is as a personal fan of the Wind Waker, it's actually one of my first Zelda games that I ever played. Still a soft spot, really.
Dude, I learned how to read from that game. My parents taught me how to read using the Wind Waker.
That's interesting to know.
Dude, my parents are gamers, dude.
Your parents are gamers? Man, lucky you. Can't say that about mine.
My mom, right before she passed away, she was playing some Animal Crossing. I was like, I want to play Animal Crossing with you. I miss playing Animal Crossing with her. She had so much fun with it.
I'm sorry for your loss.
It was really hard. It happened in February, so it was one of those, like,
I'm very sorry for your loss, man. And she'd be proud of you, though.
Yeah. The first person I thought about when this happened was, Mom would be so happy right now that this is going on for me. But she was one of my main supporters with the whole streaming and speedrunning thing. She's like, look, I'm glad you're doing this, just make sure you get your schoolwork done. Because I would play the randomizer for the Wind Waker at school. I'm not kidding. I would sit there and practice during class on the school computers. It was so funny. Just brought a controller and everything. Like, hey, I'm just gonna chill here.
Hey, I know that feeling. but I bought my 3DS to class just to practice Smash Brothers on it. On my
Oh, understandable. Yeah, we actually have an esports team at my high school. Apparently we had a Smash Bros team that absolutely got decimated by different schools. So I feel really bad for my friends.
Can't fault you on that, man. But yeah, getting back on topic. So another game I heard you play is Super Metroid. Now that is that is a fan favorite at Awesome Some Games Done Quick. I can't tell you how many times it's been speedrun, but it's a lot.
I think it's been Oats and Goats mainly who's doing it, which Oats and Goats is doing Kaizo Super Metroid, I think the last day of GDQ, which that's always awesome. I love Oats and Goats' videos and his streams. He's such a meme lord, it's hilarious.
I bet. But yeah, so what do you speedrun in Super Metroid, since I know there's different categories?
So, I have, funnily enough, I still have the screenshots of all my PBs. I got my 3 PBs, the 2 I first got in the, 2 days in a row. So what I run for, the people who are first getting into it, the, suggested category is KPDR, which, is Kraid, Phantoon, Dragon, and Ridley, which is just, which it's KRP, I think it's PDK. I don't remember what the other version of that is. It's just one of those that it goes different. It's flipped around. I think it's PKDR or something.
Gotcha.
It's just that second category is mainly for the faster runners of the series, and it's very interesting to watch those and see how fast they go. It's very fun.
I bet it is. So, what? What were you going to say, sir?
Oh, I was just laughing because it is pretty funny.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so compared to playing Super Metroid normally, how is there anything that you do that's different from a casual run?
Very much so. There's a lot of different tricks and things you learn, like short charges with Speed Booster. There is learning how to do green gate glitch if you need to, and fast kill with Dragon, and just minimizing your time on having to grab E-tanks, because on my original splits, as I see here, I used to grab a bunch of E-tanks, and it's just one of those, you just try to blast through the game, and even if you are having trouble with it and you're wanting to learn, it's okay to take time, because members of the community will come. It's like different members of the community will come in and they will watch and they will help you learn how to do it. They'll send you links to videos. Like I was having trouble with mock ball, which is just running, jumping, and landing your morph on the ground so it doesn't bounce and you can go super fast. So you can get like past the lowering gates that come down, which are very annoying. And that's what one of the main things you first have to learn is mock ball, just to get to the super missiles early, which is very fun to learn. I love playing it. I love doing that trick.
See. Well, that definitely sounds like it's a lot more complicated than a normal run of Super Metroid, which is already a pretty hard game.
Oh, tell me about it. I don't think I beat that game till like middle school.
Sheesh. Okay. Yeah, definitely a hard game. So is it, so I do know that there is multiple versions of the game. Is there any particular version that the community usually speedruns?
I think it's just the normal NTCS version, because I mean it's just like the normal Super Metroid. I mean there's different versions like Kaizo Super Metroid, which are the ROM hacks that are harder, or there's Super Metroid Impossible, which is basically a task run that is pretty hard, which we saw Oots and Goats run that at the end of AGDQ 2020, which that was a very interesting run to watch him suffer in, personally, but that's just me.
I see. Oh, well, when I said versions, I meant in terms of systems, not...
Systems! Oh, yeah, always use the physical consoles of the SNES. I have a, if you'd like, I can show you what console I have. I have a, Super Nintendo Classic here that we have practice ROMs to put on here, but it's just easier if you don't have. It's a lot cheaper. It's HDMI, so it's easier to connect to like your TV and monitor if that's what you're playing on. I mean, it's just overall cheaper. I think it's like $60 on like Amazon or so. Yep. Instead of just getting like a regular SNES and trying to find the cartridge, because it's pretty expensive just to find on eBay.
I see. Okay, then, well, definitely, if I ever, and I mean ever, attempt to play a Speedrun Super Metroid, I will keep that in mind. Not that I plan to, I'm still trying to get through Dread.
Oh, Dread was such an amazing game. I think I beat that the first week it came out. I think I called off work the day it came out.
Wow. Man.
No, it was very worth it. My boss was not happy when she learned the reason why, but I still did it.
I can imagine! But yes, Metroid Dread is definitely an amazing game. Definitely check that one out if you haven't already, guys. Trust me, you will not...
There's actually going to be a Metroid Dread run this week, too.
There is? Huh.
Yes. I think it's no major glitches.
Let me take a look. Just real quick. Oh, yeah, you're right. This Saturday.
Oh, it's Saturday. Oh, that's like a week from now.
Yeah. And you are correct. It is no major glitches in the speedrun.
I tried learning the glitches in Dread. It's just like one of those that it's so precise with some of the glitches. I'm just like, oh, this hurts. I am very impatient some days, so it's just one of those I don't think I can do it.
That's fair. That is 100% fair. But yeah, that sounds like a very, very, very good one. Very interesting run you have there for Super Metroid. I'll definitely have to check that out. So, are there any other games that you consider speedrunning at one point or the other?
Well, there was one game I did try to do a speedrun of. It was Kingdom Hearts 2. It took me 8 hours. I quit at the world that never was. I was just one of those, like, I could never do it. I got so fed up at that point after sitting there in a chair for 8 hours. My whole body was hurting just from sitting there. And I was just like, I'm not doing this again. So, there's that. But, I thought about running some different games like Solar Ash, which, like I said, Brian, I was running, at GDQ. I've thought about learning Mass Effect 2, which I've done a little of. I haven't done any full runs, but over the couple of years, I've been learning the glitches, and right now I think I'm gonna learn Dishonored 2, which is pretty cool.
I see. Well, that sounds like those are like very interesting games. I would definitely watch a speedrun of that someday from you dude. You got my full support.
Thank you. Well, thank you, man. That means a lot.
No problem. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Is there any other questions I need to ask? Oh, that's right. I nearly forgot to ask you. How'd you get into speedrunning in the first place?
Oh, that is a great question. So it's like I mentioned with my parents. My parents brought me into the living room one night, and they said, "Yeah, so we just found this channel called Games Done Quick, and they're running Super Mario Sunshine." I just sit there and watching it. I'm like, "I'm sorry, you can beat that game that fast? What?" It's just one of those. That was back in I was in like an elementary school, maybe, still, when they were doing that. So it was a very interesting run to watch compared to now, where Super Mario Sunshine is like an hour 50, I think. I don't remember what the specific time of it is.
Yeah, and Sunshine's not an easy game to beat in general. Some of the low.
No, I don't think I've ever beaten Sunshine.
Neither have I. The Samba level stops me almost every single time.
But I think it has to be GDQ that got me into speedrunning fully. I didn't start till, like I said, sophomore year with Wind Waker Randomizer.
Gotcha. That's totally fair. But I think that's definitely a good way to get into speedrunning. I really didn't get interested into watching speedruns. I haven't speedrun myself. Not yet.
Oh, it's very fun if you'd like a game to run. If you have the time, I can totally give some recommendations.
No, I'll definitely be up for recommendations later. But I think I'm probably gonna stick to just casually playing Sonic games for the time being. That's the fastest I can really go at the moment.
Understandable, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let me see. Is there any other? Oh, okay. I have a couple casual questions now. I think I can ask you. Least favorite game of all time?
Least favorite? Oh. Well, let me see. I don't think I like Valorant. Valorant's just a weird version of CSGO, but that's hard because I never had like a all-time, oh, I hate this game so much, it's not worth it. Because, I mean, I give every game a try, at least. But, I think one game I haven't played, or that I don't enjoy, was a game called, personally, that is a hard question, because I like a lot of different games. That's hard. I mean, it's like with Rainbow Six Siege. I don't like the game, but I still play it, and I've been playing Rainbow Six since, like, 8th grade. So it's one of those, I'm just sitting there no matter what, I'm just playing it, I'm just like, I don't like it, but I still play it. It's like with Tarkov, it's like a love-hate relationship with like a bunch of games, especially with like a huge competitive scene.
Alright, that's valid, but in that case, let me see, name at least one specific game that you've had a terrible experience with then, like, in any way.
Oh, a specific game. A terrible time with, that's hard, because that...
Man, you sound like me when it comes to choosing that one.
Yeah, I feel like my mother would come back from the dead just to kick my ass for this one. I'd say Spyro, but I actually enjoy Spyro a little bit. It's actually a pretty good game. I don't think I really... Destiny 2. I don't care for Destiny 2, personally. I just can't sit down and play it. I just can't sit there for hours and hours on end and just grind for the same damn exotic. It's just one of those, like, I don't want to do it. I just want to play a game. I want to beat it. I want to play with friends and have some fun.
That is 100% fair. I've heard very mixed things about the Destiny franchise in general, so you are probably not the only one that shares that opinion.
And nobody really likes 343, even though Bungie is the one who is working on Destiny. Halo with 343 has gone downhill.
I debate that one, but I'm not gonna do that today.
That's a whole nother video for a next time.
Yeah, that's a whole nother video for next time, for sure.
Oh, we can totally make that if you want.
Maybe some other time, dude. I don't want to take too much time away from Games Done Quick, especially because we got some good ones coming up later.
Oh, especially, yeah. There's currently Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance. I don't think I've ever finished that, but that's a pretty good game.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Okay, I asked you your favorite games, but is there any specific games that you enjoyed recently that you would recommend?
That's a good question, because there's a lot of different games. I think the one that I've worked on recently, I mean, it's always, I know people are like, oh, that's such like a cliche answer, but I enjoy playing Animal Crossing, because I just got KK Slider to my island, like, the other day, or like last night, and it was actually very enjoyable to play, because I mean, it's just Animal Crossing. It takes hours out of the day just to, just chill and just enjoy it and just do whatever you want. It's your island. You create it. You bring the people to it. But it has to be Animal Crossing, and it's a little indie game that's called Anno Mutationum that has a small speedrunning scene starting up. I just randomly found it, like, the day it came out, apparently. I didn't know it came out the same day that I bought it until I looked. I'm like, oh, this just came out, like, today, and I bought it. Cool. It's like a little side-scroller, cyberpunk dystopia game that's really cool. And I'd be excited to see how that speedrunning scene goes. Because I might start that.
Oh, that definitely sounds like some good games. Animal Crossing, I'm still working on my island.
Oh, yeah, no. I still have a 3-star rating.
That game you just mentioned, I'm always up for trying new indie games. So if you ask any of my pals to say I'm like the indie guru, so I definitely would love to check out any indie titles. You have to send me a link to that for sure later.
Oh, I can totally do that right now, because I have it pulled up.
Nice.
I was just looking at
that. Yeah. So, let's see. Here's one. Favorite soundtrack from a video game?
Ooh. There's a game, by the way. I think it has to be Nier Automata, or Nier Automata. I don't really know how to pronounce it properly, because it has such great pieces of music. It's so well done. Like, the amusement park theme from that is so good. I listened to that for, like, hours, just hanging out. It's a very good piece of music. So I very much enjoy the Nier soundtrack.
That's fair. Nier, I haven't heard too much of Nier's soundtrack. I've only played a little bit with my fellow Media Maniac Ethan, but I definitely want to beat that game eventually and play the rest of it. So that definitely sounds like a fun romp when I get a chance.
Oh, very much so. I want to finish Nier Replicant. I haven't done that yet.
That one too. I want to tackle that one too. Let's see. Alright, Now, at the end of the interview, I'm trying to do this a little bit more often as a kind of a tradition, but now it's your turn to ask me a few questions.
Ooh, I like this idea. What got you exactly into speedrunning other than like GDQ?
Just really seeing how people beat certain games fast, because honestly, as someone who's gamed a lot to certain games that I'm just blown away by, like Kirby, for example. Kirby the Forgotten Land. That game came out 3 months ago when there's already speedruns for it.
Oh yeah, Shasta absolutely obliterated that run. I was so proud of him.
Yeah, that one was pretty intense. I only got to catch a little bit of it, but I'll watch the rest on the pod, and I was like, wow.
Wow.
Man, I didn't think Kirby was going to have a speedrun that soon. I'll be interested to see how Pokemon Legends Arceus is, although that one's probably going to take a lot longer considering fundamental-wise, it is way different than most of the Pokemon games to date.
Oh yeah, I mean, I feel like Arceus could have been better, in my opinion. Because, I mean, like, I don't know, I just feel like it could have been a little bit better if it wasn't just, like, a little generic at some parts, but, I mean... I mean, it looks really good. I mean, it's fun for what I've played.
Indeed. Alright, go ahead, shoot next question.
Okay. What is your least favorite game?
My least favorite? Woo! I have a list.
Oh, no!
But to avoid getting any controversial hot takes, I'll just simply say Call of Duty, basically any modern day shooter, minus Splatoon. Because that's the only shooter I'll basically play. Then, I guess, Overwatch, despite the whole Activision Blizzard thing.
Yeah, I don't really care for Overwatch.
Honestly, I could name several, but I'm not about to get any angry fans with their pitchforks right now, so I'm not going to name any specific titles.
That's okay. A little hot takes every once in a while.
Okay then. Next question.
Favorite movie? I know it's not video game related, but what's your favorite movie?
Okay. You're probably going to this is probably going to sound absolutely silly, but for those who do know me, and for those who are new, my longtime fans know I am a huge fan of Blue's Clues. That's basically the inspiration for my logo, in case you haven't noticed. But Blue's Big Musical is actually one of my favorite movies of all time. I don't really see any View movies for the longest time. I've been mainly going up on education cartoons, so I really don't have a favorite, but if we're talking real movies that probably would have to be the Sonic movie 1 or Sonic movie 2. Those are also great, but honestly, my all-time favorite movie is still Blue's Big Musical. That's just one that's resonated with me because I've watched it several times. So yeah. But it's an interesting. That was an interesting question. No one's asked me that one yet, so good question.
I think if anybody's gonna watch a movie, you gotta watch Tron Legacy. Yeah. That's just my personal opinion, also because I'm a huge Tron fan, as in I based my server off of Tron, personally. I made a whole intro based off Tron, which I think is pretty cool, because like that took me like 3 days of just learning Adobe After Effects.
Oh, see, so you're a Tron fan then?
Yes! I actually got my girlfriend to sit down with me and watch Tron back in 1982. That was a trip of a movie.
Let's see. Alright. Shoot. Next question. You can ask me 3 more.
Oh, that's so hard. My brain. I really wish I went to bed earlier last night. Is there any game you wish could be better?
Any game that I wish it could be better? Well, if have the Sonic franchise. Anyways, that little one aside, if there's one game I really wish that could be better, you asked me a good one. Now really, I try to look at the games because the flaws also add to the charm, but if I had to name one, probably Odyssey. Odyssey, I love Odyssey.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, Odyssey is great. I love everything about Odyssey, but if there's one thing I could really improve on, is just adding a little bit more content than just collecting moons. Outside of that, I'm really content with most of the games I play. I try to look at a game and play it for as it is before I point out any flaws in it. Because honestly, it's not very fair if I just play it and point out the flaws right away. Which some of the internet wants to do. So yeah, I really don't have too many games that I like to point out the flaws. In fact, I like to say that a game having flaws just adds to its charm and also can make a game better in the future as well. Or maybe it will make the game more nostalgic for those who played it, because the original struggle for it, despite what happened actually makes you want to beat it more. So there's that.
Understandable.
Okay, 2 more questions.
So, I don't know what question. So
Sonic.
hard.
I'm a Sonic fan. That's your Sonic question.
Favorite Sonic game and least favorite Sonic game.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Okay. I'm gonna have to get one of my other favorites out of the way, because that one will give me so many dislikes that I probably would have to retire as a YouTuber. But honestly, favorite Sonic game would probably have to be Sonic Heroes, since it was my first Sonic game, and surprisingly enough, a lot of others. Or if we're talking modern day, probably Sonic Lost World. Least favorite Sonic game, actually, I don't really have one yet. Because most of the Sonic games I try to not have a 100% bias towards it, but if you're talking least favorite music-wise, Sonic Chronicles and Sonic Genesis, aka GBA port of Sonic 1. No thank you. No thank you. No 100% thank you. I'd rather be playing, never thought I'd say this, Call of Duty over it.
Dude, I've played so much Call of Duty in my time.
You and my best friend.
Oh.
You and my best friend, aka my fellow media maniac Ethan N, would totally be able to get along, man.
Oh, I mean, if you want to have him hit me up, I'm totally down to play some games.
Totally. Let's see. Okay, but yeah, if I had to choose one in general that I don't really like, well, I mentioned the adventure games, but like I said, I'm not here to take hot takes today. So, personally, I probably would have to say maybe... yeah, that one's tough. I'll have to get back to you on that one later. But favorite ones, definitely Sonic Lost World and Sonic Heroes, for sure. Those two are my favorites. I will say, though... I
think Sonic Generations is pretty good from what I've seen.
Oh, Generations is amazing to play. If you ever want to play a Sonic game, you should start with that one. It will get you.
I was watching Game Grumps play Sonic Generations at work because it was so slow. I was just hanging out. I was like, I'm gonna watch this while I eat.
You might not.
Game Grumps is just a good YouTube channel in general, in my opinion.
You'll fight the Sonic fan base on that opinion, unfortunately.
Nah, it's okay. I've done enough hot takes in my life. I think I can do one more. I think I can survive.
Okay, fair enough. Just warning you. Anyways, so yeah. One last question then to ask me. Any question at all? I'll make this an all out. Any question.
Any question. Ooh. Ooh. Is there any game you wish you could have seen at GDQ this week?
Ooh, any game that I wish I could see at GDQ this week? Honestly, I'm usually content with the schedule in terms of what we get, so I'm not really sure. But it would have been nice if we saw Marble It Up. That was at the last Awesome Games Done Quick earlier this year, and I would have loved to see it back here again. Marble It Up is one of my favorite games, mainly because there's that it reminds me a little bit of Super Monkey Ball and some other games I played, as well as Hamster Ball, another game I played. Very underrated title. It is a very easy game to learn, but a hard one to master if you're trying, from what I've noticed, if you're trying to speedrun it. It is based on a couple games from the Xbox 360 and PC era, and basically you developers of those collaborate together to make Marble It Up, which is available on Switch, be it an updated version, Apple Arcade, Steam, and Mac. So I would have loved to see that one back again, but honestly, I understand it takes some time, and the fact that we even got it in last year was a big surprise to me. So yeah.
That was a pretty big surprise, yeah.
Reverse effect. Any games that you would love to see? One last question.
I mean, I wish we could have seen Titanfall with how much the runs have changed, but we were talking about that in the Discord server, in the Titanfall 2 Speedrunning Discord. It wasn't time, because there's so much we can do with the new thing we found called the new thing we made called the Crouch Kick Fix, or CKF, which has changed tremendously, because it's now a 1:16 time run, which is huge.
Nice. Well, that would have been an interesting one to see. Maybe we'll see it at Awesome Games Done Quick 2023, maybe.
Oh, definitely, yeah, because we have plans to everybody just get together and just be like a huge hype train that's behind while they're doing the run.
Oh, totally. I'll be there watching for sure too. But yeah, alright, that is it then. Okay, so before we wrap this up, can you tell the fans where they can keep an eye on you if they want to keep up with your shenanigans?
Well, if you'd like to keep up with me anywhere, honestly, it would be over at twitch.tv/KBMReaper, which I'll probably be streaming later today if I am not doing anything, because I got nothing else to do. I mainly stream whenever I'm not working, so it's just, if you see me streaming at the most random times, I am super sorry. It's just one of those, I just randomly choose to stream whenever. I need to make a schedule. Well, it's college, I don't know how well it's going to go. But over there on Twitch, and mainly at Twitter, you can find me over at KReaper715. Just look up KBMReaper on there. And sometimes if I end up making a new video, it'll be over on my channel, which is also KBMReaper. But mainly just Twitch and Twitter.
Alright, that sounds good. Any shoutouts to any Discord chords? Because I'll add those links in the description below.
Yes, huge shout out to the Titanfall 2 Speedrunning Discord. They are an amazing group of people. They have helped me out so much. I love the community. I also have to shout out some of my friends. And my very beautiful girlfriend, Kara, she's been my main supporter with everything going on recently, making sure that I'm okay and I do what I love, because I've had a little bit of motivation issues recently and a little spike in emotions, because, especially with everything going on. But she's amazing. I love her to death. And I also think I have to shout out the Wind Waker Randomizer Discord for how cool they've been.
Nice. Well, I'll leave links to all of those Discords in the description below.
I will totally send you the Discords too if you'd like.
Thank you, dude. That would be great. Thank you, dude, for coming on. I really do appreciate you coming in on such short notice.
It's okay, man. I was like, oh wait, this is happening. I was kind of hesitant to take my shot, but I did it, and look where we are now. We're doing it, and it's been such an honor. I very much appreciate it.
Oh, anytime. Well, that's it For today's interview clues, thank you again to KBMReaper for coming on. If you like this video, be sure to check out the previous videos in the series. I'll have hopefully more interviews clues coming up very soon this summer. As I said, I have been busy as heck, so I can't make any promises. But hopefully you'll see more from me soon. And yeah, also be sure to check out some of our latest gameplay videos. I just put up a whole bunch of Power Star Golf played on Xbox Series X. And I also just put out some footage included for the recently released compilation of retro Sonic games, Sonic Origins, as well as Fire Emblem Three Hopes. So yeah, be sure to check those out as well. And that is yours truly. This is yours truly, MusicClues, signing out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye, guys.